We are good to go. Do I sound louder? I've done some
You,
quick tinkering.
you did
Yes.
there when you leant in.
No, you
Sounded
definitely
louder.
sounded louder.
Yes.
Do I sound louder?
I said, do I sound louder?
Am
Yes,
I
and you
sound?
sound
Can
completely
you
different.
can you
I
hear
can't
me?
hear you.
Welcome to episode 15 of 16-Bit Rivals. We're approaching 16 episodes of 16-Bit Rivals. Guys,
Magical.
16, yeah. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
That was a
Anyway,
lot of numbers. That was a lot.
welcome our faithful viewers to another edition of 16-Bit Rivals podcast. Here we are. How are we doing, chaps, this evening?
All good. Yeah. Not
Good.
bad.
Yeah, I'm good. Very impromptu, but
It is very
sometimes the
impromptu.
best things in life are spontaneous,
They
aren't
are
they?
indeed.
Yes.
You know.
So it's I mean, we could discuss this on cast. We are recorded on Friday evening. When do we are likely to post this up, Bridges? We're not live, are we?
When do you
Are we
want it? That's the thing, isn't it? You know, we usually just stick to the Sundays, but we can put
Yeah.
it up whenever we want.
I think
Depends
we're
on
going to
the
be a bit
demand.
more.
Should we
Yeah.
see what demand we get for it? I reckon.
Well,
I think
there's a big demand from Laura because she has
Yeah.
been integral to the mini game, and she said, "Is it
well.
not live?"
No,
And I
okay.
said, "No, it's not live." So she's keen to watch
As
watch
soon
it.
as possible. Then we'll put this
yeah.
up as soon
There
as
we go.
possible.
Yeah,
so you'll
immediately.
watch
I
it
did it. Yeah.
immediately. And I don't want to be so Callum alluded to that. I am not in control of the mini game, so I will be found out as the whole of knowledge that I am, rather than the wealth of knowledge that I appear to be. So yeah. So anyway, we're all doing well. We're doing good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Enjoying the week. Callum and myself haven't been very well this week, but we both did manage to stream, even though we were down in the dumps. And that does, by the way, hashtag flawed is not back.
Flawed's back.
We have a
And I
Twitch channel.
Flawed's back, everyone.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and Richards, you even had an impromptu stream as well, didn't you?
On Monday, because
On Monday,
it was my day off. Yeah.
Yeah. So we had double dose of Ridges this evening. How are you doing with your streaming now? So you settled into your Pokemon role. I can see you even doing is it a Nuzlocke or what did you call it?
The Ridges Runlock, which
Yeah, Ridges
hopefully, spoiler, if I get a bit of time, should be starting on Sunday.
Nice.
So,
So we're going to start that.
Set up some channel points and things. I've got some ideas I've already figured out. I just need to implement them and get them ready. So if I get the time to do it, it'll be done for Sunday. If not, we'll just be shiny hunting and terror raiding to get that grey ninja for everyone in the chat.
And we can count down to the countdown of the Runlock.
Can't wait for more countdowns.
Yeah. I look forward to being tortured, shall we say, with everyone picking every decision. I know I'm going to have some stupid hairstyle. I'd probably be female. My name probably won't be Ridges, it'll be something else. Yeah, I'm looking forward to what squad I'm going to have. I have a funny feeling that, well, one of my worst horrors is having a team that only knows defensive moves, no attacking moves. So I'll be like reflecting and protecting. Stuff
and
like
the
that.
battles will go on indefinitely because they won't be able to kill you. You won't be able to kill them.
I'm just going to be there. Like this. God, this Lechonk battle is taking forever.
So for beginners, Ridges, what exactly is a Nuzlocke?
Well, a Nuzlocke, I mean, there's different types, but a basic Nuzlocke is, you pick your starter, and before you could see the world, it was a random encounter per area. You could catch one. You can use your team. If they die or fate, sorry, they get boxed, and you can never use them again. And the aim is to complete the game. Doing that, you can implement any more rules you want. You can make it difficult by not using potions and things like that as well. So mine is like, because you can't really Nuzlocke it. I've had a thought about it, you can't. So yeah, the idea of getting the chat engaged and putting redemptions in. So I'm gonna have redemptions to like, don't use that Pokemon. Sort of things like I can't catch something for 10 minutes, or I can't use a potion for 20 minutes or something stupid like that. Just to make it a bit harder. Every decision will be polled if it's going to take a while. So I can pick a starter, but actually one of the redemptions was going to be it's going to be called Who's That Pokemon, and basically you basically the idea is any Pokemon I have, you can basically box him for. I'll have a box where they haven't died, and you can do a swap.
Okay.
So like they could go. If I start with Sprigatito, for instance, someone could redeem Who's That Pokemon, and then they go, no, you're boxing that one, and you're going to use, Pour Me.
Yeah. That sounds cool.
So
sounds like a nice idea.
Yeah, see how it runs. It took a bit of thought, but yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to the torture.
I want everyone else to look forward to it as well, so we can hopefully that may happen Sunday, may not happen Sunday. And Callum, rather interestingly, his streaming has taken a step up as well. His real life has crossed over into the reality world that he's spun, and fame is round the corner for this man. I do believe you might see him on Sky Sports one day. That's how confident I am with this man, and I hope when he is up there. Actually, my brother works for Sky as well, so
I've got it in.
It's Callum's brother as well.
Yeah, our brother. Yeah, our brother works for
a collective brother. Yeah.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about that, Callum, and how it feels and what's happening?
Well, since we last spoke, I think I was halfway through my Blue-Rip save, and it was going great, and we're all having a wonderful time. Blue-Rip is dead. It's no longer a thing. Basically, I made a content creator decision that it was getting a little stale. I was told by lots of people it wasn't getting stale, but I decided it was getting stale. And I thought, where do I go to go back to my roots? And my roots were obviously getting a mystery shirt and going to Chorley. So I thought, you know what I could do? I've got a little bit more of a following than last time round. I'll get another mystery shirt and see how that goes down. And it turned out it went really, really well. And we got Slough Town. And turns out the people of Slough are quite excited about this. And even some of the players are excited about this. And the football team are excited about this. And it's been really, really cool, as you say, to have sort of the real life crossover. I've had an actual player demand for game time on Twitter.
Yeah, I saw that.
Which is just...
He scored.
Andy scored. And it was so bizarre, though, because I didn't tweet him. Like, it was. He's literally found, and then I direct messaged him after saying, "This is so surreal." And I actually had a chat with this player. I'm like, "You're in my game. You're a character. You're a character in my story, and I'm talking to you." It was so bizarre.
One day I'll tell you the story of when I chatted direct message with Mario.
Oh dear! I look forward to that. That's just Chris Pratt. That's different. That's Chris Pratt.
Yeah.
But yeah, so really, really cool, and I'm really enjoying it. I mean, I've been enjoying streaming for a long time at the moment. We're in a really nice patch, and it seems like now people are in at the ground floor with Slough, so they can watch the journey from the very start, which people didn't have as much of an opportunity to do with Chorley, because it was when I literally started up streaming. Lots of people joined when I was sort of in League One and the Championship, whereas now they're joining right at the beginning, when we're paying players nothing, and it's quite exciting, and hopefully people enjoy the journey, and hopefully the journey will go well as Chorley will be.
I think, and I speak for everyone, I'm sure that it's always entertaining to watch, but to have obviously a bigger following, and to start with Slough, but to have actually Slough engaged gives it that extra level of I don't know, authenticity.
Yeah,
and it just feels like you're going to get a lot from that. Yeah. Also, that's what I'm saying. Everybody loves an underdog story. Nobody's out here pretending Slough are Man City, but can Callum take Slough to the Champions League in FM23 And then I think in maybe 5-10 years' time, when they've sacked whoever they've got right now, we could just roll Callum in.
I
And just
can't wait for Callum to go down to Slough and get paraded on the pitch at half time.
The bizarre thing is, so Slough Town have actually followed me on Twitter now, it happened during stream last night. I was like, what? This has actually happened. I've got people who are commentating for Slough Football Club just coming into my chat. And one guy said, "Oh, have the club contacted you yet?" I said, "No, what do you mean?" He said, "Oh, they're going to contact you." So they still haven't. I don't know what that is.
They're obviously drafting something to bring to
I'd
the
imagine
table.
so.
Maybe
A contract.
up to date Slough Town top.
Yeah.
Imagine that'd be amazing.
And Callum, I would like to say here, I reckon that Slough Town, they've got to offer you tickets to a game. Not have you buy them. They've got to offer you tickets. And also, right, if they offer you more than one, you know, Slough, I can get to Slough very quickly.
16-bit rivals to Slough.
Same amount of time it takes Callum to get to Slough.
Yes, in the same car probably.
Yeah, that's true. Just Callum might be out of the car first. That's really, really good and really exciting. And we're really proud of you as 60-bit rivals, and we just hope it goes to. And do you know? Actually, I shouldn't say that because no disrespect to Slough. Say one day you'll be managing Man City, and Man City will come in. No, I hate Man City. We don't want.
It's all about Slough.
All about the Slough. Up the Slough. Indeed. But yeah, that's fantastic. So yeah, well. Oh, obviously we do the little outros. We tell you where you can find us, and we will do them again. But you definitely need to be tuning into these guys. Pokemon Runlock coming up, and more and more Slough content. So
and Flawed, before you carry on, Flawed did a stream. Now Flawed is not back. He has said this many times. He definitely is, but he's not back. But he did actually do a stream on the 16-bit rivals Twitch. Now this is something that we have talked about on a podcast before, but it is something that we're going to look to be a little bit more active on. Our backgrounds are much more Twitch than YouTube. So if it's something that does interest you, seeing a bit more of our faces, seeing us review things, seeing us play games on there. Ridges might use it quite a bit to play games that aren't Pokemon, which would be really cool as well. For example, maybe a game we're going to talk about later. Yeah. So yeah, please do drop over to twitch.tv/16-bit rivals. Drop us a follow. It's completely free.
Excellently put. So it is completely free, and your support means a lot. So we're currently working towards a good follower base. So anyway, but you could definitely catch us on there, and it's going to be really good fun playing, which we will discuss a little bit more when we get into our topics. So for the first up, as Callum alluded to, I did stream. I'm not back. I will only be streaming games. I will only be streaming games if we are all involved in those games. So there will be no solo me streaming a game I'm enjoying. You will hear about me talking about them, but you won't see me streaming them. So yeah, I streamed the Developer Direct. So our first discussion point, there was a short video on my thoughts on the Developer Direct, and I was shocked. And I have to say, I was absolutely shocked that my opinion on it turns out to be the controversial one. It was quite loved. Like, a lot of people really liked it. So the discourse, I mean, you could just log into Twitter. And unless you're following predominantly PlayStation people who are just going to crap over anything Xbox because of this stupid fake console wars. If for the neutral people, they were quite positive on it. Spoiler alert, wasn't. Go watch a YouTube channel. I even scored it. I wasn't. But as we're here now as a free, how did we both feel? You both, Callum watched it with me. Ridges watched it today, I believe. And were your thoughts? Yesterday, yeah.
I mean, overall, it wasn't too bad. I again, like most of the directs and things we've been getting recently, there's a lot of talking, saying, for me, and I don't know how you guys feel. Yeah, I like that games look realistic and stuff, but I'm not that overly bothered about it being like real life. I don't care that the light has 27 million pixelated angle things, and you know, I want a game that plays well and I enjoy and looks half decent. Yeah, overall, I thought it was a good. I thought it was good though. Again, Redfall. The more I see of it, actually, the less I'm sort of really bothered by it. I would only play it because it's on Game Pass. I wouldn't buy it myself. I just think you've got other games similar to it. I know it's vampires and but there's a lot of games like that. And I know vampires haven't been done in that sort of form. Most of it's zombies and things. You got your Wolves, the your Left 4 Dead and all that. But yeah, out of them all, I thought, I wasn't overly bothered by it. I was quite impressed with Minecraft Legends. I thought the sort of the fun element of it and the fact that every app is different and the interaction with your friends, and it's not just there's so many different things you can do in it, and it's all about building a team and progressing. I thought that could be quite fun. I'm going to try and say this correctly. Was it Hi-Fi Rush?
Hi-Fi Rush, yeah, which I will talk about a little bit more.
I was pleasantly surprised. I saw it pop up and I thought, oh, right, this game must be coming out at the end of the year. It's looking pretty polished. And then they dropped it that day, and I was like, wow, okay, so this game's already out. It looks fantastic, and I want to play it. So that was the win of the Direct for me. Forza always looks great, and they always improve on it. And I'm not really a massive racing fan, but for them racing fans, it's only getting better for them. But then Elder Scrolls. I'm not a big online content one like that. I'll play an Elder Scrolls game. I wouldn't play an online one that continues. I don't know if you still have to pay for it. It was a monthly subscription, wasn't it?
I think it's on Game Pass now mostly. So
but you were still having to pay a monthly subscription for the online services when it first started. Because I remember looking at it and went, ew. But no, overall, I thought it was alright. It wasn't too bad for a start to the year. It wasn't the worst, and it wasn't the best. It was, for me, it was
mid.
I think, mid. I mean, Hi-Fi Rush sort of Hi-Fi Rush pushed it up to me. I would probably give it a 7.5 rating. It was
that's a very, very good score, 7.5. But yeah, okay. So Callum, you obviously watched it alongside me, and so what was your bottom level thoughts?
I mean, I feel like my Ridges has gone through it really nicely there. I've forgotten some of the games that was in it, to be honest. I enjoyed just watching you stream it, and I think the great thing about when you're watching something like that with a chat is you can get influenced by that chat as it's going on, and the chat was really negative. So I think as it went on and on, Ford got more and more negative, and that's why I love the fact he went straight in. I'm going to do a YouTube video about this because I was like, this is going to be really negative. I thought it was bang average. I thought it was quite boring at times. The talking in it was a bit too much. It lost me a lot as a show itself. Whatever that game is, Hi-Fi, Hard-Fi Rush. That was that I said at the time that looked cool. Am I going to play it? No, I don't play anything other than football. But it looked good. I really like the art style of the game. I did think it was cool. Ultimately, I don't own an Xbox. I appreciate I own a laptop, but so I could potentially get some of the things on PC Game Pass. But I don't. I'm one of the three who don't have Game Pass out.
But I think Cal will have a PC by the end of the year.
I hope so. If I have, I've done well on Twitch.
And I think Slough will have bought it him.
Imagine a Slough one, an amber and black PC.
I think we're gonna get Cal on Xbox Game Pass so that he can play Minecraft Legends with us.
Yes.
Maybe even just for a laugh, Redfall, even though that doesn't look like it interests Ridges. Certainly doesn't interest me.
I agree. I think, and I'm not biased because it's one of my games in my draft, I think Redfall will be a fun multiplayer game. On its own, if you're just playing it single player, I think it would be really boring, and but there's, it's kind of cartoony and stuff in the character designs, and I don't know. I think as a multiplayer game, it might have legs. Like Ridge has said, it's something that hasn't necessarily been done before with the vampire side of things in that style of game. Could be good. It's definitely been overshadowed by Starfield.
It's a good team. They're a good team.
For me, it just screams to me like it's one of them games you're going to have to put a lot of time in to get stuff and level up.
Those tend to be,
and I think, and I think with a 4-player like that, if it's not fun on your own, you would need a squad continuously to play it.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't think that type of game. Well, I don't know. I mean, I don't think the game would have the hold. I think for the initial month or two, I think it would be a hit, and I think you'll have a lot of people on there. The footfall will be, massive, but I think it'll die off quite quickly. And that's just my opinion, but I just think that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, I think you could be right, and I think that's the danger because it's one of Xbox's biggest games this year, and they need everything to hit, especially to keep up some momentum. However, as we just said, Hi-Fi Rush. Okay, so that's a game I thought looked good, and I said it on the stream. It looked good. Again, there was just a lot of chat. No, it looked no. Trust me. So it looked good, but in terms of the presentation, they sort of just dwelled on it like they do at all the other games for too long. The event went on too long for the sake of 5 games. This is definitely the highlight for me. But I would have happily have just seen 1 2-minute trailer and just them doing 30 seconds of saying, "Oh, here's a surprise, Hi-Fi Rush." And it actually was leaked beforehand as well, so it wasn't a complete surprise. However, I thought, looks interesting. I'm going to give it a go. So I had a few hours. I've not been particularly well, so I've been into bed early. I thought I'm just going to download it. Downloaded it. Ended up waking in the middle of the night, not being able to sleep. So I thought, I'm going to play it. 2.5 hours later, and I absolutely love this game.
Yeah!
Yes.
I love it. It's a resounding success to me. And I can only feel like it's going to get better and better the more I play it. Now, it's a rhythm game where the world is like a rhythm. So, like, things pulse, the controller pulses, your attacks you need to hit on the beat, you do combos like miss, and then you just into this rhythm. And even if you're not very good at rhythm games, which, spoiler alert, I am not very good at rhythm games, you can still play and enjoy it. But there's so many hints that aren't in your face. The game looks gorgeous. Trust me, the actual showcase doesn't do it justice. When you've got it natively on your screen and it's not compressed and it's 4K, wow. It's like watching a high-end cartoon anime style show. Incredible. Just excuse me.
He's lost for words.
I think I'm quite excited about the boss battles, like how they just said that each boss battle is different. There's almost a dance-off sort of style. There's the chases. There's and the music is really good as well. And I just think when I first when I first saw it came up, I was like, I thought it was going to be flimming game that was on Xbox Orange. Was it Orange something? Where you basically ran around the map on you could
Sunset Overdrive.
Sunset Overdrive.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be Sunset Overdrive 2. Yeah.
It looks similar and it looks like it plays similarly, but it doesn't.
I'm really impressed. I'm looking forward to it. It's something I need to get around to downloading, and I will give it a go. I'm likely going to play it on Tuesday, and I will have an opinion and a review probably by the end of that day.
Yeah. I got to be honest. Part of me was a little bit gutted.
Oh.
Because not to be a cynical person, because I don't want anybody to release a bad game, but I was like, I really enjoyed this. I'm really, really enjoying Fire Emblem, and I'm like, I don't have time to go back to it, and I'm just, will I go back to it? I don't know, but I really want to. So
Well,
it's just,
I was just going to say as well, because obviously we're talking about the channel potentially not just being podcast now. We can
Yeah.
do things like review games.
Yeah.
I was going to say it could be a race between you and Ridges for the first review of our proper game review, because it could be Hi-Fi Rush against the next game we're about to talk about. Why did you buy it? Forspoken.
It's blurred, but there you go. Forspoken. Yeah. Why did you buy it? I just.
Why?
Like I said, I put my money where my mouth is. I backed it to do well. I decided not to play the demo. After you guys
Foolish move.
Very
said
foolish.
I'm not going to play a demo. I had faith in it, and
the key thing about that demo, Richard.
Yeah,
Callum will tell you, it's free.
Yeah, it's free.
Yeah.
we paid nothing to discover it's not good.
I'm looking forward to it. I think the story has good aspects of it. I like a story game. I finished God of War. I wanted another one. I was actually going to go back and play The Last of Us after watching the TV show, but I thought, no, I've done it before. I want to play something else. I picked it up. I had store credit. It actually cost me £30. So overall, not that bad. And I think if it's rubbish and I finish it, I can always trade it in and probably get roughly the same amount.
Honestly, I hope you enjoy it. I do hope it's good, because
I've seen people playing it, and like you said,
and
I think
actually
it looks great. I don't think it's that bad.
Bridges, I think you will enjoy it. I would bet money on you are going to enjoy it. I would. I do think you will enjoy it.
It will find its audience, won't it? Because I mean, ultimately, most games do. It's very rare that games are released and just everybody hates it. So it will find. I just don't think it's going to do the numbers that probably it wanted to when they were first thinking of.
100%.
I think there's this cancel culture sort of thing, isn't there? There was a negativity about it, and then everyone just jumped onto it. I bet most people who were saying it's rubbish haven't even looked at it or played the demo.
I agree a little bit, and that's more on the public side.
Yeah.
Critically, I agree with what everyone's saying. I agree that score, the one that lost you points in our draft, was accurate. I honestly believe that, and from playing it, from seeing it, from watching multiple people's opinions that I can trust.
6.9, 69.
What, 69? So
I lost a point, didn't I?
You lost. I will tell you now because I've got it up. Because we are going to. I want each of us to pick a game and a counter pick today, if that's all right with you, chaps.
Yeah, that's fine.
You actually lost a point. Yeah, 69. Yeah. So currently you're sitting on 11.3 points. No, losing points is not winning anyway. You don't go into a football game and where we let in one go and lost 1-0. Some would say that's a win. Nobody would say that's a win. However,
just took off the what's left of Floyd's hair there. That has that comment.
It was 69, Floyd. That's why you said.
Sorry, I missed that.
Funny number. Number.
Yeah. Oh, 60. You're right. Some would say that's a win.
But see, the thing is, Ridges, as I said to you on Twitter, I was Team Forspoken, just like you were. Yeah. I liked the trailers. Yeah. I played the demo and went, no, I don't like this. And that was the thing for me. I was going into the demo, if I'm being completely honest with you, ready to go, right, tell me that I'm right. Yeah. I've wanted to like this because I like, as you do, I like a story game. And I actually quite like the dialogue, which is what a lot of people have jumped on not liking. See, I quite like it. It was one of the few things in the demo where I was like, I got a couple of laughs here. It wasn't from her. It was from the like robot-y guy who speaks above it. Above it, like, sort of thing, yeah. He was funny. So I thought I actually quite like that element of it, but the game just wasn't for me. But like I say, I'm much less of a gamer than you are, so you may well pick it up and love it.
He's like, say, you liked it, Floyd didn't like it. I think you got that. Like, I'm not going to go too much into depth, but for me, High in Life, that the too much of it killed it for me. It was trying to be too funny, and I was like, oh god.
I think there's a little bit it's almost too hammy in this game. But again, each to their own. But I felt like it worked in High in Life just for the world. There's too many sort of almost contradictions in what it's trying to do, and it's almost trying to be sort of
finish that game. It annoyed me. I was playing it for a few hours and I was like, oh god, I'm sure. Can I turn him off? I was enjoying the shooting and stuff. I was like,
you can. I hope you can do it in Forspoken as well. A lot of games do this now, where you actually sort of turn the dialogue down a little bit. But essentially, we're going to jump into the fantasy critic, the draft that we're doing. So Ridgers is sat now. He's had 2 games, so points will only mean something at the end, because obviously, if your game hasn't released, you're not going to put on points. So Cal's first game, isn't out for a couple of months yet, so he's not going to get points on the board.
Can I be honest with you? My counter pick is going to be one that I don't care what it is, but it's going to be one that releases in the next month. That's my aim, just so I can get some points on the board. I want points on the board.
But that might also negate your points. So if it's received well,
no, it'll be whatever I pick is going to be great.
So I already know what I want to bid on as a game, and I already know what I want to counter pick on. However, I just want to sort of say, so Ridgers is sat. He had Fire Emblem Engage 82.3 on Open Critic, which netted him a 12.3 score, and then Forspoken with 69 and netted him a -1. And he's on 11.3. Then my game that I'm really looking forward to play again. I don't know if I'll have time to play it at the moment, but Dead Space Remake, was really big fan of the original. This has been really well received. It got an 89.7, which netted me 19.7 points, which does stick me in first place, and I think deservedly so.
It's a remake.
Disagree.
Totally disagree.
Yeah, but it's a good remake.
Yeah,
it's a good remake of a good game. It's a great remake of a good game.
Yeah, but it's this whole we're not getting fresh IP. We get fresh new IP and it gets slated. They do a remake. Oh, it's amazing because it was a game that was good back then that they've just remastered just to stick out on a new console.
Yeah,
give us new stuff. I want to back the new stuff. That's what like Callisto Protocol. That's like that could have been this genre's Dead Space.
Yeah, but back the good stuff, even if it's rubbish. Callisto Protocol was rubbish.
Yeah, I just think
I'm not backing a new game.
I don't know. It just seems like we do get a lot of remasters and remakes of games, which it's okay and stuff. But I mean, if you want the nostalgia, just play it on the old console. That's just my opinion.
Well,
sorry.
apparently there's no games being bid upon this week.
What is? I can't remember what it was called. I'm trying to get the table up.
Fantasy Critic.
Fantasy Critic.
Yeah, I don't believe we can even bid on a game, to be honest.
No, it doesn't say we can.
How are we going to decide who goes first on a counter pick? I don't even know if we can do that.
I can just make one, I think.
Okay, so I don't think we can bid on counter picks and bids today. I don't think it'll let us. So I think there's some certain rules around when we can bid, but we can do that later on this week in our own time, and then see where it goes from there. Because I know where I want to bid, and I know where I want to counter bid.
Cool.
So we'll just move on to
pick bid.
You can't. Apparently, it's it won't let. You can try, but it won't let you do it. So we'll jump into the next topic, which so just wanted to have a quick discussion on video game adaptations. I don't know if either of you have watched the latest video game adaptation,
yes,
The Last of Us, 2 episodes in. Callum's shaking his head. Nope. What were your top thoughts about it?
I liked it. I think it's quite good. I think everything's done pretty well. It is quite funny that I've seen like IGN and that putting the live action with the game and how accurate and close it is.
Yeah,
I like the slight difference they've done with this series where they, at the beginning they had what's his name?
Joel?
Ronan Keating, was it? No, not Ronan Keating. He's a singer. What's his name? Thingy Robson Green. He played the Doctor, and they were talking about it in the '60s about fungal, and they set that little.
Oh yeah,
I like that, and then I thought I thought
Brody Keane.
yeah, I thought the added backstory leading up to it was good. I thought that was done very well. And then again in the second episode with the cutting back to sort of the outbreak and where it sourced and things like that. And
spoiler alert for anybody who hasn't watched.
Haven't said.
I was just saying, just in case this was just a disclaimer on top of
I'm really intrigued to see whether there will be people who start watching the show who haven't played the game, because I know when The Witcher, I really because when The Witcher came out, a lot of our family watched it, and we were sort of like, we've played Witcher, we know about the Witcher franchise. They're like, oh, it's brilliant if you watch this Witcher. I was like, well, yeah, but it's those video games that you say don't make any sense. It's that, it's funny, and I think as a whole, I haven't watched The Last of Us, and the main reason I haven't watched The Last of Us is because I didn't play The Last of Us. I've watched The Last of Us, and I know the full story because I've watched my wife play it. But it wasn't for me. I'm not a fan of scary at all, and as soon as zombies are chasing me, I'm just running away from them, not doing the mission for ages, and it's just not for me.
Is Laura interested in it? Is Laura interested in having played the game?
I'll be honest with you, I'm not 100% sure she knows it exists, so I'll have to let her know. What's it on? Because I know it's on HBO. How do we watch
Sky
it?
Atlantic.
Yeah, Sky Atlantic.
Okay, so we haven't got that. So I'll have to find a way potentially, but yeah, to be honest with you, I would probably watch it because I couldn't play the game, but I can acknowledge the fact that the story of the first game was very good, and everything I've heard from people talk about it, I listened to a couple of podcasts, have been full of praise for it, and they've sort of said there have been small tweaks to it, but they were tweaks that sort of work. The one thing they're asking about The Last of Us on podcasts I was listening to, which is Super Show podcasts, which I'll name them because I listen to them all the time, is at what point is this first series going to end, do you think? Is it going to be the end of the first game, or are they going to prolong it?
They've just announced today it's going to have a second season, haven't they?
Yeah, they have. I don't know if that.
But is that second season the second game?
No, I think they will get 3 seasons out of this.
Okay. I actually think
the game was technically in 3 chapters. Really, if you break it down, I would say 3 seasons.
Okay, I would not label myself a TV snob, but I have been called one. But
TV snob.
So I would say the TV series is really very well done. I think the casting was a lot better having watched it than it originally appeared to be, and I would say, to Callum's point, that it will end how the first game ended. And the reason I say that is the way they're setting up the story. So I don't want to give too much away, but the whole
it will end the same. I just think he said it will end this season.
Will season 1 be episode?
Yeah, so this is what I'm saying. So for every season of a series, you have a main arc, right? Let me not get too into the weeds. I'm not trying
TV snob.
Right. Yeah, TV, yeah, exactly. I go around everywhere, and that's just people throwing apples at me and tomatoes and shouting TV snob. And
for me, the star power is Pedro Pascal and Bella Ramsey as well. So they're going to want to keep him around as long as possible.
Yeah, okay, but no spoilers. My point is, okay, let me make my point, and then I just want to ask a couple of questions. And then we're going to do a couple of things. So every series, every season of a series has a main arc.
TV stop!
Every series,
I'm sorry, I've derailed it. I'm sorry.
Every season of a series.
He doesn't even know.
He doesn't know. He hasn't got a clue.
Oh, jeez. Shall I finish?
No, keep talking about the arcs. The arcs.
Talk about those. That basically has a main arc. The arc of this story.
TV stop.
What's the arc of this story, Floyd?
The arc of this story is following the arc of the story of the first game. Hence, the ending of this season will be the ending of the first game.
In the
because
it's just going to come in the Ark of Covenant, and then that's what's going to happen. And
wrong arc. You're thinking of Noah's Ark. They're all going to, at the end of it, all the characters are going to get onto Noah's Ark, and then they're going to go.
I was quite surprised we didn't see the giraffes. I was quite looking forward to seeing the giraffes.
We will see the giraffes.
Spoiler alert! honestly, you lot. Loads of people won't have played the game. Let's give them some spoilers.
Them killer giraffes.
Killer giraffe.
I would argue that's like the most iconic bit of the game as well. That bit. So let's just casually drop that in there.
I didn't do that just for argument's sake. It was
who was it? No, it wasn't spoileridge. I don't know where he is. Surely not. No,
it just loves to spoiler.
It's not spoiling the story, though, is it? There's just two.
It's still spoiling moments. That's still spoiling. Spoiler culture.
It's not as if I told you that.
Oh, here we go again.
Okay. No. Callum, what I want to ask you.
Go on.
Right. You haven't watched the series.
Mm-hmm.
And you said you might watch it.
Yeah.
But you have watched The Witcher and you have played The Witcher. So for you, a video game adaptation, is it important, do you think, to tell its own story or to follow the story of a game or the narrative of a game or the arc of a game?
I think it's very dependent on the game, isn't it? So for example, in a game like Witcher, it's an open world game. You can't necessarily show a lot of that within a TV show. So you might have to create your own narratives within that potentially. However, you can't go too far away from it. As a whole, I think video game adaptations into TV shows are a great thing. I think they're really good for the video game industry because it might, advertise the fact that, do you know where this is actually from? It's from a video game. Why don't you give that a go? Like the amount of films that are from books, and people might watch that film and go, I really enjoyed that. I'd like to read the book. People might start doing that with video games. We're in the, I would say, us and maybe the generation maybe 10 years older than us are like a video game generation. Yep. We're the ones who were there at the start. Above that, they're not. They don't get it. They're like, that makes no sense. Why would I play a game? I'm just going to sit. And yet they watch TV all evening. We are now in a world where, in the next 20 years, video games will just be common. For everyone will know what a video game is.
And they are. And I agree with you. And I think you've definitely gave good points there. And I would just say they do appear to have a big effect on the sales of the game. So Last of Us, the sales went up like 260% or something. When The Witcher came out, they went up massively over the course of...
What's being released on PC shortly as well.
Yeah.
Last of Us
exactly. Of course, they know what they're doing.
But does it not make you want to do it? Like when I first started watching The Witcher, I was like, you know what, I might pick it up again. I might start playing it again.
Exactly. And same thing with even Cyberpunk did the same thing. And I do anticipate the Mario movie doing, like, I think one of the big reasons they're up in their sales target is because the Mario movie's coming out. It's going to reinvigorate exposure and interest in the franchise. And
I heard you talking about that on last week's podcast. So I'm sure everyone did.
So anyway, that's our sort of quick take on it. And I want to finish with one final topic. So we've gone from positive, and I want to go to negative. What I have got a few examples of this for me. So if we are spoiled for content, there may be a flawed rant at the end.
Yes.
Wow. I just want to discuss video game annoyances. So these could be mechanics or something, not maybe a particular video game does, but video games as a whole does. So I think if we just get, for example, the really obvious microtransaction gunk out of the way, I think we can all agree not many people like that. Some people do. Some people just obviously eat that all up. But as a team, I do not think we love the microtransaction model. So I think we'll get that out of the way. So I want to start this by saying I really, really do not like balancing
In
in
life
games.
or in games? Okay.
I mean, I can't balance in life, so
Whoa!
yeah. Well, yeah.
You mean like when the controller is the balancer? Is that what you mean?
I just mean in general. So we've had where the controllers it's been the balancing. You know, with the Wii remote, with the controller now with the gyro. Every time you need to go over like a plank or thing, and the character does that. I hate. I've never ever liked doing that. It never works the way it's supposed to. It never works. It's never fun. I just feel like you just can jump 10 buildings, but you can't just jump this short plank. Or
Safety first.
I do. Yeah, safety first. I just don't like it. So, and lots of games do this. I'm not picking on any game, but like Zelda's one of my favorite games. In Skyward Sword, they did this a lot, and I hated it every single time, and I fell off the damn thing every single time.
It's my least favourite Zelda game.
Just, annoying. I really, really hate it. It's not my least favourite Zelda game. It's not one of my favourites, but if it didn't have that, it might be higher up on the list because I bloody hated it. So yeah, we'll go to Callum next. Callum, give us something you hate to see in video games.
I'm really struggling to think of one. I don't know. I mean, there's elements of certain games that come to mind, but I'm quite on the surface gamer. Like, I think if anything goes too in depth, I have to think too much about. I lose interest and I stop playing it. I don't particularly like in sort of Soulsborne games and also in the Star Wars game where you kill all the enemies and then you need to have health, so you have to sit at a campfire, you wake up and they're all alive again. That annoys me a little bit as a concept. I get it, but it's just like, I've literally just killed, especially when you're like, I don't know, you just need a little, I know, not for me, that one. Go to Ridges. I'll try and think.
That's actually a really good one.
Okay, so I'll take it. There we go.
We can go. I mean, if we, like I said, if we get stuck, I've got a few. Grinding. So okay, needlessly grinding or
please. In what context, please?
Grinding in a
having to spend hours and hours and hours and hours and hours on a game to try and get levels up so you can enjoy the game and stuff like that. I think.
But sorry, Bridges, is that not Pokemon? Is that not what Pokemon is? The entire game.
The entire game is one big grind. Nobody enjoys the grind.
Kind of, but I mean, I'm talking so like games like for instance, I love the Division games. They're brilliant. I don't play them there because I haven't got the time to put into it. Destiny 2 is another one. Great game.
But most of the service games, though,
a lot of time into them to level yourself up, keep yourself up to a certain level to play the latest stuff that's coming out to continue it. I know sometimes when you get the update, you can pay and they'll level you up to the base level for that game again. But then you're constantly, I don't, games. They always seem to take hours and hours and hours of your life to do. That's one thing that kind of annoys me. I like the games. I think maybe, I don't know. I know the idea of like it's that continuous gameplay and you're getting a lot of years out of it.
I think with the service games, certainly there's a artificial grind. I don't mind grinding in some games, especially like RPGs, where it's almost just ingrained into the nature of the genre. But in terms of like where they, artificially set the grind, so you will log into the game every day just to do that grind. Just to grind more. Yeah, I get that loop. So I don't know if you guys want to add, because I've got a few. So if you guys want to add, otherwise I will go on my rant.
I haven't got anything, mate. Like I said, I mean, the games I play, it's to be honest with you, as soon as I get bored of a game, I just stop.
Oh, you'll recognise some of mine.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, go on.
Okay, so I'm going to start at the top.
Blimey, how long?
Right. This won't be long because I'm going to just grind in my gears. And talking of gears, do you know when you build a fantasy character and you stick on this really, really cool armor? It looks great. and it gives you plus 20 HP, and it gives you 20 plus hit points. Oh, and guess what? This clown costume that looks absolutely ridiculous gives you plus 70, so you end up playing 95% of the game in some ridiculous outfit because it's more effective than the really cool thing that you got right at the start. Now, some games have got around this by allowing you to transfer those things over and just having a cosmetic. Good, keep that up. And then other games think, oh, progression. No, go back to the old crap that you used to do. Okay, that's 1. 2. Oh, tightrope walking, already got over that. 3. Going back to the... I've already ranted about this, but it's only for cosmetics. Microtransactions only for cosmetics. Yeah. No, we don't care. Let us earn the bloody cosmetics. Let us not pay for something that's not in... I don't know, NFC nonsense, rubbish, crap. Anyway. Thirdly, overly long tutorials. Let's just imagine we've played the game and then just throw us in. Or give us a very short tutorial. Or, as in Elden Ring, give us a way to skip the tutorial. Jump down here for the tutorial, carry on through this door to go through the tutorial. Not overly long, overly drawn out, needless chatter about having to press B to swing a sword. I know, I've played video games. Let me move on and play. Okay. And finally, I think it's finally anyway, forcing us to go slow. No, it's not finally. 2 more. Forcing us to go slow. Don't force us to walk in games. Now, the biggest one of this was Red Dead Redemption 2, when you'd go into a camp and it would take you 10 minutes to walk to the other side of the camp, and you think, just pick up the pace, you bloody idiot. I can't be, but this is slow, this is excruciating. Oh, I'm going to pick up this hat from the ground. I can pick up a hat faster than that. Why is a realistic game not very realistic when it comes to this? Also, let's not talk about realistic games. People saying, oh, I love my games to be realistic. I've just been shot. I tell you what, let's just get under this box. Now I'm better. That's not realistic. So forget realistic games. Let's just play. Okay? Let's just play and enjoy it. And finally, trailing missions. Trailing missions. I've never, ever enjoyed trailing mission ever in the entirety of gaming, even less so than a bloody tightrope walk, because at least that's only seconds. Do you know what's really, really frustrating? When you trail a character for 20 minutes only for him to go, oh, there you are, go right back to the beginning. I've got to do that again, and then, I've slipped on the analog stick. I see me again. Yeah. Sorry.
You're okay, Flawed.
I'm okay now. I feel like I've held that in for a very long time.
Yeah. I feel like a therapist.
Wow.
Yeah, so anyway.
Wow.
But yeah.
See you same time next week, Flawed.
I think you covered all bases there,
yeah.
if I'm honest. Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm sure some of you are familiar, both of you will be familiar with some of those, and I'm sure that anybody watching is going to be familiar with at least one of those, if not all of them. But they are, I think, universally agreed as bad things. Stop doing them, developers. If you're watching this podcast, get them out of your sodding games. Okay.
Do you know what? On this point, I'm going to add in, it's not a negative. I think it's positive. Bring back cheat codes. Bring back cheat codes.
Okay.
Ooh.
That's not an annoyance. That's something you want to do. And actually, GoldenEye is being released on Xbox and Nintendo this week. Okay. And I used to love that game. And they are bringing back the cheat codes just for your information.
Well said.
I'll be honest. I haven't played it yet. About 3 or 4 months ago, I played it on the N64 again, and
okay,
it's deemed one of the greatest games, and I loved playing it. It was hell.
It doesn't hold up well.
I felt like I was like harshly sighted playing a game, so I'm hoping that it's been.
They'll sort it out, won't they? It'll be good.
Apparently,
bring back cheat codes, bring back action replays, stuff like that. Because for people, casual gamers now, time is of the essence. Bring back things to help people out to do things quicker if they want to. If they don't mind ruining it or slightly have a bit more fun, the things like that were fun.
Up, down, BB, left, right, BB, up, Y, X, XX, left, right, up. Now, if you can figure out what cheat code that's for, you've earned a prize.
Wasn't that from Grand Theft Auto?
Oh, exactly. Yeah, infinite rocket launcher bullets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Grand Theft Auto 3,
Brilliant.
So anyway,
wasn't it?
it was exactly 3. Well done. Well remembered. You've earned yourself a prize. Speaking of prizes, Callum has taken over the mantle with help from my wife, and we are going to finish up this episode with a
Minigame. It is a minigame hosted by me. That all my dreams are coming true this very evening. Mini game. Sorry, people with epilepsy. Right. So this week's mini game pitches, mini game expert Ridges against mini game host Flawed Gamer. Incredible scenes. Is Flawed good at mini games? We're about to find out.
That's why I like hosting them, because I'm very, very bad. And this is why I like hosting quizzes, because taking them shines a light on my inadequacies, which I'm happy to do.
I can tell you now, you two will be absolutely fine at this. This mini game is called Laura Describes. My wife is called Laura, and we just created this together. We've chosen a character, and then she has given you 3 different descriptions. If you guess the character on the first description, you get 3 points. If you guess it on the second one, you get 2 points. If you guess it on the last one, you get 1 point. However, the twist is, if, for example, okay, so I'll make one up now on the spot. I've got a character in my mind. If I said Disney, and then Ridges went, is it Goofy? And I said, no, Ridges, it's not. Unfortunately, you are locked out now. So Ridges has scored nothing for that round because he's had his guess. If you guessed right, Ridges gets the points. Flawed, you get no points for that round. So it is very much, you've got to decide when you're going to jump in.
Okay, so you could get locked out and end up losing giving them an option. Excellent.
Yes.
Okay, fine.
So there are 8 characters. I have got a tiebreaker character just in case at the end, but there are 8 characters to guess from. Okay, I think this will be fairly quick. They are all video game characters, and to my knowledge, you both will have played with every single one of these characters. So I think you should know them, to my knowledge. Could be wrong. Anyway, welcome to Laura Describes. Oh, wonderful. Welcome in. So, character number 1. And just to be clear, these are all descriptions from my wife, not me, okay? So some of them are a bit...
Hence, Laura Describes and not Callum Describes.
Exactly, you're getting the game. Right, first clue for 3 points. Extremely muscly. Now, if you guess now and you guess wrong, you're out of this round. Do you want to guess?
Oh, yeah, I remember the rules.
Yeah? Do you want to guess?
Duke Nukem.
No, you are wrong. So, Ridges, you now have...
I'm going to go for it.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm going to say
go
Kratos.
Kratos is correct. It's 3 points to Ridges.
Why didn't I guess?
The other clues were boy was the second clue.
I could have got it then.
And the third clue was bald head.
Damn it.
That's it. Ridges is on 3 points. Right, character number 2. Clue number 1. Cheeky. Oh, it's a tricky one. Do you want the next clue?
Cheeky.
The next clue is explorer.
Oh, I've got it.
Go on then, Ridges.
Drake.
It is Nathan Drake. Ridges moves on to 5 points. Unbelievable scenes.
I need to come back massively this.
The last clue was thief. Right. This one. Character number 3. Wildlife creature.
Anyone.
I know, that's the point. Okay, I'm going to move to clue number 2 for 2 points. Weird animation. These are all things Laura has described.
It's weird animation. Wildlife creature, weird animation.
Okay, I'm gonna move to the final clue for 1 point. Blue.
Oh, Sonic the Hedgehog.
Ridges is in the money. It's 6
Weird
points.
Hey, wait, what happened to the putting your hand up?
Yeah, that's a good point. You should have put your hand up. I as a teacher, I should have known.
Sorry.
Mini game snob. Right. Right.
It
Next
could be a
one.
whitewash.
It could be at this stage. You've got a lot to do. Okay. Character number 4. Clue number 1. Cheeky.
Oh my god. Oh, I need to even
At this point, me and Laura were laughing quite a lot because she just kept saying cheeky for everyone.
cheeky. They were all cheeky.
They are all cheeky. Even Kratos is a little bit
He
cheeky.
is a little bit cheeky.
I'm guessing there's no guesses on that one. Clue number 2. Young woman. Oh, flawed.
Aloy?
No.
Oh.
Oh, no.
She's not very cheeky.
Oh,
I
she's
just...
not cheeky.
No,
She's
no.
not cheeky.
Cheeky.
Now,
Well,
Ridges, you can have the next one if you'd like, because
no,
you've got
I'm
quite.
gonna
Oh, go on then.
Shout out another guess, and I'm going to go Lara Croft.
No,
Lara
I'll tell you the
Croft.
last clue just for fun. Likes comics was the last clue. Cheeky young woman who likes comics.
Don't know this one.
It was a topical one. We talked about it this evening. Ellie from The Last of Us.
Ah,
It was a tough one, that one.
that is a top. I
Yeah.
should
Okay, no points scored. Character number 5. Cheeky young woman. No. And Laura told me to say that as well. No, the first clue is swallow. Oh, flawed.
Kirby.
Pardon?
Kirby.
No.
Oh, for crying out loud!
Oh no.
That's such
Right.
a good clue for Kirby.
I had a thought, but I'm going to wait for the next clue.
Yeah, wait for the next one. The next one is swordswoman.
Sword woman.
Swordswoman.
No.
Okay, last clue, Regis, and I've been told to sing this bit. Toss a coin
Yeah.
to your.
But it's not Geralt of Rivia, though. Because
Well, it's a sword
woman. It's it's what's her name? Guinevere. No, it's
No.
not. It's Cersei. No.
Yennefer.
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 Yeah. No,
No.
it's she gives
It's
you a
Siri.
Siri.
Siri. Yeah.
Siri. Right, we move on to character number 6.
I can't win now.
Yes, you can.
Oh yeah, I need to get 3
Yeah,
points.
you
I
can.
need to go in.
Ridges is on 6 at the
Yeah.
moment.
Hmm.
Right, the next one.
Cheeky.
Cheeky.
Number 6 is eyes are strangely far apart. Is the first clue. I mean, if you get it off that, it'd be incredible because I wouldn't know what it is off that one.
Strangely far apart. I need this as well.
You do. Well, there's
Oh.
9 points left on offer technically.
I was okay then. Trying to think of video game characters with eyes strangely far
I'm
apart.
going to shoot a guess and say Aloy.
Go on, Ridges. No, Ridges is locked out of this one.
Just to help out.
Okay. The next one is rat tail. Rat tail.
Well, it could be rat tail.
You have got one more clue if you'd like it.
I feel like I need the 2 points.
I mean, technically you don't. You could get away with it if you...
Rat tail. I mean,
Eyes strangely far apart. Rat tail. I think this is hard. I think this is hard. I'm going to give you the last clue.
okay.
Loves laser swords.
Loves laser swords.
Yeah.
I have no idea. Laser swords.
Oh.
Rat
No, what?
tail. Oh, could it be? No.
It's Thingy from
Don't say he's still got to guess.
It's not out of I can't even remember what his name is in the Star Wars game. It's.
I mean,
I
I feel like I'll give you that.
It's the main character is Cal. Is it? It's not Cal, is it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
It's Cal. Yeah,
Cal.
Yeah, Cal
You're on the board, Flawed.
Hey, 1
You're
point.
on the board. 1
Hey,
point.
I strangely far apart.
No, I thought that was a funny one as well.
I don't remember that.
It would have been like ginger hair.
Yeah.
When you said,
Cheeky.
yeah.
Look, this is Laura Describes. There are no rules here.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Character number 7. Small, not man.
Small, not man.
Small, not man.
Well, not bad. I feel like that could be a way to say small woman. Or it could be a small creature of some
Well,
kind.
exactly. It's a cryptic clue.
Don't know.
I'm going to move on. Wise sidekick. Small, not man. Wise sidekick.
Oh, I was gonna go. I'm pretty sure.
I think I know what it is.
Go on, Bridges.
It's Ratchet.
It's not Ratchet. It's not Ratchet.
I'm trying to think. I'm trying to get into Laura's head now.
Flawed. It's not Ratchet. Flawed.
Oh.
It is not Ratchet.
Clank.
It's Clank. Which means
Ratchet is a robot, isn't it?
no, Clank's
No,
the robot.
Clank's the
Clank is
robot.
yeah.
That's why you've got it wrong.
Yeah, you picked the main character, not you
Yeah.
didn't pick the sidekick.
Yeah, you picked the main character. So Flawed, what this means
You got
is
it.
if you get 3 points on the next one, we go to a
I'm just gonna have to
tiebreaker.
go for it, aren't I?
And I'm gonna tell you now, you're gonna get it wrong. Because I know Laura's put a trap in this one. And it's
Not a trap
not
in the
gonna
last
happen.
question.
Yeah, a trap in the last one. Character number 8. First clue. Italian. Oh no, I hate to see it. Go on, Flawed.
I have to do it
Oh no.
because you've said it's a trap.
Oh no. Oh no.
I'm gonna say, I feel like this is a trap. Luigi.
No! Oh, Ridges, you may as well hear them all. I mean, the second one is likes overalls, obviously. Loves an overall. However, the third clue is the most important one. Not a good guy.
Wario.
Wario is the correct answer,
Ah.
and Ridges wins it by 7 points to 3. It bizarrely did go down to the wire. Well done, Ridges. You're the winner of Laura Describes.
Just for fun,
I love that game. That was.
I will happily do the bonus question if you'd like. The bonus question, character number 9. Clue number 1, voiced by a woman. Go on, Flood.
Oh no! I forgot it was video games for a second. I was going to say Bart Simpson.
It's not Bart Simpson. Clue number 2, likes a colourful cap.
Cat.
Mm-hmm. Go on, Flood.
Ash Ketchum.
Correct. It was
There
Ash
you go.
Ketchum.
I said if I did think that as soon as I said Bart Simpson, I was like, it's Ash Ketchum.
Yeah. The final clue was he's got to catch them all. He's got to.
Ash Ketchum isn't a video game character, technically.
Well,
Technicalities. Pokemon Yellow.
That made
that was a great game, though. Fair play to Laura.
Well done, Laura.
Yeah.
Well described. Well done, Laura.
No,
Great
let's
job.
all pick one word to describe Laura.
young
woman.
swordswoman.
young swordswoman, exactly. I think we got that there. That was brilliant. So yeah, that is episode 15 of 16-bit Rivals. Okay, that's a wrap. So Callum, quickly wrap up where we can find you.
Ycallum everywhere, Ycallum _ on Twitter. I'm doing the Slough. If you want to come and join the Slough Plough, I'll be available on Mondays and Thursdays, 6:30 p.m. and on Saturday morning this week.
Good work. Bridges?
Yeah, Bridges on Twitch, Bridges _ Twitter. Here, I am here. I'm on Twitch on Sundays, with the occasional impromptu stream, which will probably be Tuesday.
Excellent. And you can find, obviously, us on all podcasts around the globe, on audio podcasts, and obviously here on YouTube, and now also at 16-Bit Rivals on Twitch. And you can also find us on Twitter at 16-Bit Rivals, where now and again I'll be having an argument with myself because I have the flawed gamer and the 16-Bit Rival control. So, yeah, thank you very much for tuning in. But before we go, cheeky young woman in the chat, if you have stayed to the end. Thank you very much. Good night.
Bye.
Yeah.